Waheguru Ji Ka Khalsa, Waheguru Ji Ki Fateh. My name is Gursant Singh, and today I'd like to talk a little bit about this coronavirus pandemic that we have all no doubt heard about or been dealing with recently. What I want to talk about are specific ways that we can avoid getting this virus, how we can deal with it if we do catch the virus, and how we can deal with anxiety within ourselves and others as a result of this pandemic worldwide. So let's first of all follow the direction of the health officials. It's important to follow the prescription of washing your hands, avoiding social contact, and when the health officials tell us to keep in isolation, follow those directives, because I believe that they have the best data available to us on those issues, those matters. The other thing I'd like to add is that from my experience, I've found that eating ginger, onion, and garlic, along with spices like turmeric and cumin seed, can help build up your immune system and help you keep healthy so that you can deal with the virus if you happen to catch it. Also is important is to have exercise. Especially if you're in isolation, it's important that if you can go outside and walk by yourself, say in the park or even on the street, or ride your bicycle. That's important to get exercise every day so that you keep your immune system strong and you can deal with this virus. If you are inside and you can't go outside, then just maybe walking up and down the stairs, even just 5 or 10 minutes of getting a good aerobic workout will really help a lot in fighting off this virus. Now, the other important thing that we're all dealing with, I believe, is this anxiety having to do with the possibility of dying. That's the worst case scenario, or getting sick, or leaving our families if we were to get sick or even to pass away. So with dealing with this anxiety, I found over my past 63 years of life experiences that you always want to look at the realistic and view of things and the facts. The fact is that most people recover from this, and there's only a very small percentage that actually get really sick to the point they have to go to the hospital or even pass away or die. I think the figure now is at about 1% of people actually die. So it is worth looking at facts rather than becoming emotionally attached to opening the floodgates, if you will, and thinking that this disease is the end of the world, okay? Because it surely isn't. We're all going to, most of us, that is, we're all going to come through this, and we always want to keep that in mind, this fact that most people will recover. Now, the other way that I have dealt with these kind of experiences that I've had throughout my life is a affirmation, if you will, that I always tell myself, that everything works out better than I could have ever planned it. And as part of my faith as a Sikh, we believe in one God, and I believe that God does everything for a purpose. Another name for God is Waheguru in the Sikh faith, and we believe that Waheguru has a purpose in everything that happens. So even though we may think that this is a disaster where economies are collapsing, people are dying, and we may even experience personally bankruptcy, or where we have not enough money to pay our mortgages or our rent and things like this, Waheguru always has a plan. And we always have to keep that in mind, that God, in God's infinite wisdom, has a plan for us. And this is what we believe. And this gives me great solace and helps me deal with any anxiety that may come up from the fear of dying or becoming very ill. So I want to pass this experience of mine along to all those who might be younger and don't have as many life experiences as I have. I'm 63 years old, and I've been through bankruptcy. I've been through many things that I thought were just really disasters. And every time, inevitably, everything works out better than I could have ever planned it. I meet new people, new opportunities come up, and ultimately, from the ashes, if you will, the phoenix rises. And so please keep this in mind, that from all of these downhills, there's always a resurgence. Just think of all of the things that happen in nature. When there's a forest fire, you always get new blossoms, new green plants come up as a result of a forest fire. So think of it that way, that we're opening up new opportunities, and there are many new people we will probably meet. The other thing is that I would encourage people, if you can, if you feel like you can go out and help other people any way you can. This is another way that you can be open to new experiences and to the experiences of others. It really is a good feeling when you help other people. This is another Sikh way where we give food to other people, and I've noticed that there are Sikh groups out there that are giving away free food, and this is really encouraging, and the best of humanity will come out, I believe, in these kind of times. So always keep this in mind, that a crisis like this can be a really uplifting and a positive experience, if you will. I just want to close with a brief reading from one of our Sikh scriptures, which helps me and gives me solace in knowing that God is the one who's in control of everything. We can do our part by doing the good health practices. Ultimately, God is the one in charge. And so we can rest in this assurance that God will do everything that is best for us in the long run. Okay, we may not think in the short run that things look so good, but in the long run, everything works out for the best. Okay, let me read this from Japji Sahib. And it says, "It is not within man's power to speak or to keep quiet. The man has no power to beg or to give. The man has no power to live or to die. It is not within his power to acquire kingdom and riches which cause disturbance to the mind. It is not within his power to gain understanding of the divine knowledge or God's meditation. It is not within man's power to find the method of freedom from the world's bondage. God, in whose hands the power is, exercises the same and beholds it. None can become good or bad because of his own strength." Thank you for your time, and I hope this helps you deal with this coronavirus pandemic. Waheguru Ji Ka Khalsa, Waheguru Ji Ki Fateh.